Hey, Elizabeth, is it true? Is it true? I heard from some of my friends that Matthew asked you out on a date. Tell me, did he really? I heard it from my friends. They said they saw you two chatting at the coffee shop. You never go to the coffee shop. He asked you out, didn't he? Yeah, actually he did. We had a class meeting at college today. As we were leaving the room, he sort of came up to me and asked if I'd like to get a coffee. So we talked about a few things, and then he asked if I wouldn't mind spending some more time together. No way! I'm so jealous. But you turned him down, right?
Why would I do that?
Why would you? Why wouldn't you? After all, I'm your best friend, and I don't have a boyfriend. It's hardly fair that you have a boyfriend and I don't. And on top of that, it's Matthew.
Well, I'm sorry to break it to you, but I said yes. So I guess we're dating now? I don't know if you can count coffee as our first date or not, though.
How could you do that?
The truth be told, I have actually been crushing on him for quite a while now. It didn't take much convincing for me to say yes.
I don't believe it. You knew I have liked him for ages. How could you agree to see him when you know how I feel about him?
Really? I didn't know that.
How could you not know that? We've been friends since primary school. You should know what type of guys I like. Matthew is exactly the type of guy I idolize.
Is that so? You're telling me that Matthew is your type? To be honest, I thought you preferred something a little different to Matthew's type. I guess I have misread you.
What are you talking about?
It's just that Matthew doesn't seem to be anything like your boyfriends of the past.
Don't try and change the subject. I want you to call him up now and tell him you've changed your mind. I have been planning my approach to him for the longest time. The plan was in motion. Once I graduated college and got my dream job, I was going to ask him out on a date. Just the other week, I received a letter of acceptance from my first choice of company. It was just a matter of time before I was going to pop the question, so to speak. You can't steal him away from me now. It has to be me. Definitely. He's meant to be with me.
Sorry, but I can't. I'm really sorry.
You have to. If you really are my friend, you would do this.
I can't. Yes, I'm your friend, but I don't think I can do what you're asking me to do.
Are you serious? You are unbelievable. If you really were my friend, you would step aside and let me have him.
Matthew is not an object to be simply passed around. And even if I did turn him down now, there's no guarantee that he would willingly accept a date with you.
Is that the way it is? Is that how you're going to be? If that's the stance you're going to take, I guess we can no longer be friends.
Nancy, there is no need to be like that.
It's all right. I don't need you anyway. After all, the only reason I kept being your friend throughout all these years was to help you look better. And by showing those around us how friendly I could be to unpopular kids like yourself, I was able to improve my social status.
What? Seriously, where is this coming from?
There's no need to keep talking. I've had enough of you. It's quite apparent that I've wasted my time. You've taken advantage of my kind nature for too long. But I'll tell you this. I am not going to give up on Matthew. We are destined to be together. Elizabeth?
Oh, hey, Nancy.
The other week you said you were planning on moving out of your apartment. Have you gone and moved already?
Yeah. I moved just 2 days ago, actually. If you recall, the building I was in has been marked for deconstruction. I had been looking for a place for a while, and luckily something in my scope opened up.
That's a fancy way of putting it.
Fancy?
Don't you mean to say you have moved in with Matthew?
Sorry?
Not only that, you have moved into that new high-rise apartment on Main Street. I knew you liked to live a quiet life and keep your private things hidden away, but trying to keep this a secret was too much. You knew I would find out. It's just so much worse that I had to find out this way. Why couldn't you grow a backbone and tell me yourself?
Hang on, Nancy. What are you talking about? I simply moved from a small one-bedroom flat to another small one-bedroom flat. I don't have the money to rent anything as fancy as Main Street.
Perhaps you rented it in your parents' names. After all, your dad is pretty wealthy. He owns his own company after all. He could easily afford to pay the bond and subsidize your rent.
My father aside, I told you I don't live in that high-rise on Main Street. Also, I am not living with Matthew. My father may own his company, but he definitely doesn't have as much money as you think he does.
You are nothing but a liar. A terrible liar, at that. I can't believe a word you say. It's so unfair. The way you have gone about this is unbelievable. Why is it you and not me living up there? I hate you!
Nancy, just relax a little bit, please. I'm telling the truth when I say I am not living with Matthew. He still lives with his parents, unless that has changed in the very recent past.
Liar! Nothing but lies coming from your wicked mouth. I hate you. You're plain. You're boring. That's the worst combination of traits anyone could have. I bet Matthew is only dating you to try and get his hands on your dad's empire. I feel so bad that he has to sink this low and date someone like you.
Nancy, that is a horrible thing to say.
I have no choice but to try and rescue him from your talons.
Nancy, are you sure you're not confused with someone else? I mean, my Matthew sounds very different to the Matthew in your mind.
That's because you've been lying this whole time. You've told so many lies you can't see the truth anymore. You're not going to fool me.
Nancy!
You just watch. I'll show you. Elizabeth, how is it going? I have something to tell you. I finally got around to getting a little taste of Matthew.
Taste?
Yes, well, actually, it went both ways. I had a little bit of him, he had a little bit of me. I just enticed him a little, and he just couldn't resist taking a little bite. It helped that I was wearing a little bit of slinky dress at the time, too. I didn't have to ask him twice. He practically dragged me out of the room for a little private time.
What are you going on about? Have you lost your mind?
And on top of that, wait till you hear this. That high-rise apartment that you share with him, we have spent numerous afternoons up there together. Just the two of us. I won't bother filling you in on the sultry details.
High-rise apartment? Do you still think that I moved in with him to that apartment building?
I don't think. I know. And I know because he has taken me to your room multiple times.
Yes, but you see, the problem is that I don't live in that high-rise apartment.
Hang on. Stop talking. I am not finished. Anyway, as I was saying, it's such a nice room that I'm here right now. We've just finished another little session. Matthew's taking a shower as we speak.
Seriously, Nancy, what on earth are you talking about?
How do you feel now? You must be pretty angry, right? The double bed that you share with him in the evenings, I've been sharing with him in the afternoons. Sometimes I wonder if you notice the smell. But then I remember that I don't care. Take that, you no good so-and-so.
Double bed? No, my place isn't large enough to accommodate a double bed. Actually, I have a Murphy bed. It's so space efficient. And on top of everything else, I'm actually in my room right now. And you are definitely not here with Matthew.
What?
And I'm pretty sure Matthew is also at his own place, that is, his parents' place.
Yes, well, your lies aside, how can you be so sure he's at his parents' place?
Because we're playing online games together until about 5 minutes ago.
What? Online games?
That's right. We were chatting online the entire time. I couldn't see his face, but the voice was definitely his.
Again, I say what? I'm pretty sure Matthew doesn't play online games.
He certainly does. You think I'm an online gaming nerd? Well, he is much more into it than I am. In fact, he refuses to play online if the internet connection is slow. So that's why he plays from his parents' place. They have a high-speed internet and fairly decent gaming system set up. Actually, a lot of our dates seem to be held over the internet like this. Of course, we do manage to get out of our houses every now and then, but ultimately the conversation reverts to gaming. and we often go to our respective homes early to jump online again.
Hang on. Hold it right there. Stop.
Yes?
You're telling me that Matthew is into pathetic computer games? Super stylish, sporty, handsome Matthew? And are you saying he is more into gaming than you? It's not possible for anyone to be more of a nerd than you. Now I know you're lying again. Not only does he play basketball and baseball, he was also the captain of the tennis team at college. He would hardly have time for games. Everyone on campus knew him. He was so popular.
Let's see. Okay, first, Matthew was a member of my gamers group at college.
Gamers group? What the hell is that?
And I'm pretty confident that he wasn't involved with any other organizations.
What are you saying?
I'm saying what I've been thinking all along. Is there a chance that the Matthew I'm seeing and the Matthew you're thinking of are not the same person? Now that I think of it, I've never told you his surname, have I? My boyfriend's full name is Matthew Jones. He was in the year below me at college.
Matthew Jones? A year below you?
How about your Matthew? What's his surname?
Matthew Smith from the same grade as me.
Matthew Smith? Yes, well, I hate to say it, but I have no idea who that is.
Really? How can you not know Matthew Smith?
Sorry, the way you describe him makes it sound like he's pretty well known. But you know me, outside of my circle of gaming friends, I really don't know very many people. This really is the first time I've heard his name.
Hang on. So the Matthew who asked you out on a date was...
Matthew Jones, a friend from my gaming club.
No way. So where the hell am I? Matthew said this apartment belonged to his girlfriend. Who on earth is she?
Is there anything else you have been able to confirm?
Anything else?
Yes, like what her name is?
I was certain his girlfriend was you. Why would I bother asking her name if I already knew it was you?
I see. Well, I guess this is what happens when you don't pay attention to what your friends say. Instead of heeding my advice, you went running blindly into this relationship.
What's going to happen to me? What should I do?
I hate to say it, but I have no idea. You seem to have gotten yourself into quite a situation. But I am unable to offer any advice at this point. Your best course of action is to ask Matthew Smith. Perhaps he can fill you in on a little bit more.
Oh no! Oh no!
What has happened?
His girlfriend has come home. Hell, what am I going to do? Oh no, she's coming this way. Help me! Elizabeth? I don't know what to do. You have to help me. I seem to have gone and pissed off the wrong person.
The wrong person?
Yes, Matthew Smith's girlfriend. His real girlfriend, that is, just happens to be the boss at my new job.
New job? Oh, you mean that fashion designer that accepted your application? You're supposed to start work there in the fall, right?
Yes, and I even met her in the interviews.
That makes sense. She would have to be on a pretty good salary to be able to afford a place in that building.
Now is not the time to be thinking about salary. What am I going to do? She is very upset with me. On top of that, she said she couldn't sleep in the bed anymore now that she knows it's been defiled. She wants me to pay for a new one. She said she paid $20,000 for it. I don't have that sort of money to buy her a new bed. I don't know about that. She demanded that I pay for her to move to a new place. She can't do that, can she?
She has a right to be angry. Demanding you buy a new bed is the least she could do. After all, it wasn't just the fact that you were sleeping with her boyfriend. You did it in her very own bed, in the place that she rented for herself and allowed him to stay in. After he abused her trust and cheated on her right there, of course she would want to move out. Demanding you to pay part of the cost is more than understandable.
Why do you have to say it like that? Why are you on her side? Your best friend is in a lot of trouble here. You gotta help me.
What's that? Best friend? I thought we stopped being friends a little while back.
Not at all.
I'm sorry, but I am in no position or have any inclination to help you out.
What are you saying? You're not going to help me out? This all came about because I simply confused Matthew Jones with Matthew Smith. It can't all be my fault, right?
You're still failing to see the main problems here. This all started because you tried to steal my boyfriend. Then, when you thought you had succeeded, you contact me and brag about what you had done.
Yes, but it was a different person. I never did anything to your boyfriend. He has come through this unscathed. So where is the problem? You and he still together. He never cheated on you. All's well that ends well.
That's one way of looking at it, but I'm not concerned with the outcome right now. I'm upset with what you were trying to achieve in the first place. That being, you were trying to steal my boyfriend from me.
Why do you need to think about it like that? Don't worry about the process. Worry about the final product.
But also, I am pretty sure that I told you on numerous occasions that you were hooking up with someone that was not my boyfriend. That every time I suggested this, you shot me down and called me a liar, along with other unpleasantries. It's your own fault for not looking into things a little harder. Who are you to try and blame me for any of this?
Yes, but...
But nothing. There's no way I would ever consider rekindling our friendship after the way you've treated me.
Yes, but I really wanted to be with Matthew. I wanted to be with him whatever the cost. Didn't you want me to be happy too? Aren't you afraid of a broken heart too?
Nobody likes getting their heart broken, but what you did was just wrong.
What was wrong about what I did?
Look, even if the Matthew you were interested in was the same Matthew that I was dating, I would have preferred if you were more direct. You should have come straight out and announced your intentions, instead of sneaking around behind my back and trying to steal him away secretly. If it was the same person, your intentions were to make him cheat on me. That's a pretty diabolical act. Can you see why I'm so upset? Not that it matters now anyway. What's done is done. Given that from the time we met, you were not only ever interested in being my friend to simply raise your own personal profile, and if you think of it that way, then we never really were friends. Tell me, did you ever honestly think of me as your friend? Was I just another pawn in your game?
Oh, well, look, how about this? Let's start over. From today on, let's be best friends, BFF, okay? Now that is settled, will you help me out?
Goodbye, Nancy.
Elizabeth, wait. Don't leave me like that. I told you we could be best friends. Best friends need to look out for each other. Elizabeth? Where did you go? Come on, this is not fair.
Let's start over. Let's be best friends. Sometimes I wonder what Nancy's intentions were when she said those phrases. I told my boyfriend, Matthew Jones, about this episode. His response was, I understand what you're saying, but I really don't know how someone can be like that. Then he said, there really isn't any point thinking too much about it. I'm glad he said that. It made me stop worrying about it, as it really was wasting my time. As for Nancy, as you could expect, things didn't work out between her and Matthew Smith. When word got around about how she had been behaving, her reputation took a severe nosedive. It goes without saying that her job offer was also rescinded. Her parents were horrified to hear what their daughter had been up to. When she was unable to pay the amount being claimed for damages, her parents had to pay it off on her behalf. Of course, they're making her pay it back, little by little. But she's having to work extra time in a fast food restaurant to even try making the payments. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit like and subscribe for more.